So I want to make a shorter little video, kind of show you what I've got going on. So I replaced the old switch panel, which was this one here, because I believe this switch here died on me. And if you look at the back, it just kind of fell apart. But what can you expect? It was like $20 eBay switch panel. But it's 5 years old and it's seen some abuse, and plastic ages as time goes on. You know, no harm, no foul. So I went online and I found the exact same one and I ordered it, and it actually came with these symbols right here. Rear lights, LED light bar, and Sasquatch lights. So essentially I'm going to turn the big human body creature into the human body cool suit button. This one, the FU, will end up being probably my radiator fans. Or maybe it'll be my helmet blower, and this will be my radiator fans. Haven't really figured that out yet, but one of those will be. But since I had to install this one, I went ahead with the same one because I'd already made this whole bracket here. It's all made out of steel, and I wanted it to line up easier to where I didn't have to fabricate anything. So I went ahead, and if you can tell like how long these wires are, I'm shortening them up. And I'm soldering the connections, and I'm using quick disconnects, and then I'm going to go down here and I'm going to label my fuses in order so I'll know what fuse goes to where. So that's what I'm doing now, and I had another exciting thing show up in the mail today, and I wanted to show you what it is. So if you followed along with the jet ski, I got all of my jet ski parts in. Here are the bearings, everything, and there's the motor sitting there ready, but that's for another video. Anybody who's watching, I'm still waiting for my crank, so once that comes in, then that video will be up. But as far as the car goes, come here, we'll open this, and I'll show you what we got. So we have here, I believe that's gonna go to the antenna. This is a microphone for the helmet. That's going to be an extension adapter. It goes from Motorola style plug over to an IMSA adapter. This right here is going to be, this is actually the antenna, so I have to drill a hole in the roof of the car, and then this will actually go down here to my radio. So I got these fancy headphones for my dad to wear, or whoever's going to be my crew chief during the race. And we got another adapter harness here. Push button, it's going to go on the steering wheel. Bubble wrap, give that to the kids. We have earplugs that can plug in. And this here. And one more. That's your antenna. That will go on top of that right there. I'll go ahead and pull this bad boy out. So basically, we no longer have to deal with those radios there, all the jet ski parts ready for the damn crankshaft, but we won't have to worry about those radios anymore because we have this. Got a nice cooling fan on the back, pretty easy to read. Front probably going to be pretty easy to hook up. I know I'm going to have to mount it in such a way to where it won't vibrate loose. And here's probably a mic that I'm never going to use, because once I set it, we'll set it and forget it, and the only thing we'll need for communication is the push to talk button on the steering wheel. And I plan on buying a helmet in the next few weeks. When I go to the track, I'm going to buy one at the track to where I can actually fit the helmet correctly and get one that's actually my size, and one that will actually plug up to this plug here. So the helmet's going to run me about $1,000. But we are in 2022, so the helmet should be good. If I buy it this year, it should be good for 9 more years. So I won't have to buy one for a while. learn things as we go. And then here is the handheld radio that will connect to the headset there. So what I'm kind of bummed about is these are, I think, VHF frequency, and the radios over there are UHF frequency. So they do not cross one another. That's kind of a bummer, because since we have 5 of those, but it is what it is. But I got all this from Samson Racing Products. They were really, really super. This system here goes for like $1,250, and because we race with Champ Car, I ended up doing a little search, and I found out that you can get 15% off. So I ended up saving a little over $200 using the coupon code CHAMP15, and I got all this for right at $1,000. It's something that we've needed for, I'm gonna say, at least 4 to 5 years, because there's been multiple times when we needed good communication, and we have people coming in and out of the car who aren't on our team, so their helmet isn't set up in a way for us to communicate. They're set up for this type of system because other race cars have it. Now, this is what we were dealing with. This was a headset that was given to us, and we just kind of made this box to fit our radios. I'm trying to show you what our style hookup was. So this was our hookup here. If you can tell, this conglomerate of stuff. There was your push button that we would put on the steering wheel. There's the plug that would go into the radio, and then this other plug here would get hooked into the helmet. And I actually have one in here. So these are the earmuffs. So basically what I would do, I would have earmuffs, and I would take the foam off of the earmuff, and I would take the speaker itself and stick it behind the padding of the helmet into where your ears would be. And then the microphone itself had a little piece of Velcro, so we would just stick it to the breather port right at the front of the helmet. And you could communicate really well, but you couldn't hear really well. So the pits could hear you, but you couldn't hear the pits because it would kind of muffle the voice in the helmet. So now, if we get a helmet that's actually designed for it, it should help us. If that's not working, then, and it's just too loud of a situation, then we do have the earphones, which I believe I have another set up here somewhere. Yeah, I have these right here, but I've never been able to use them. They did not work for our old radios, so it'll probably work on our new radio. But that's about it. I am gonna finish doing the wiring in the car and mount the radios, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. So I just finished the install, and what I ended up doing, got the radio right there and mounted it on a little aluminum plate. That way it wasn't directly on the frame of the car. It gets a little bit of articulation, but what it was is the exhaust runs there, so I didn't want the heat to travel up and interfere with the radio. And I got my power wires running there. I got them running over here to my fuse block. Got it with a 20 amp fuse. I got the ground wire coming up here to the back of the frame of the switches, and that's where I'm grounding it out at. Got the switches in there, so if I turn this on, the switches glow green, and that bad boy fires right on up. And right now I've got it hooked up with the dual system to where it'll go into a helmet. And I also, what I think is pretty cool, I'm gonna have it set up to where we can do this. It's got a microphone, so we can actually hang the mic in the car, and that way if a driver doesn't have a helmet that's accessible to it, I can just unplug that little telephone wire right there, and I can plug this in, and then a driver can communicate with us because there's a speaker on top of it that is god awfully loud. when I turned the volume all the way up on it, boy, oh boy, was she loud. So I've got the thing all done. All I really got to do is put zip ties on things and button it up. But other than that, she's pretty well ready to go. So and get everything, all my junk cleaned up. Oh, and here's the antenna. So that's the way the antenna looks. I can rotate this little thing any direction I want, but we're gonna turn it streamlined. But yeah, that's where the antenna's gonna be. So we just ran that from there, wrapped it around the bar, did a little bit of candy cane action, and slid it right up underneath the dash. So that's all set. I'm pretty happy with how it came out. Took me an extra day, but there's the old wires that we took out. There was actually a radio in here already. And here, that was the plug for it. So got to button some stuff back up and put the zip ties back where they belong. But other than that, the radio system is done. So I'm very excited about that. And my garage is a nightmare. Too many projects. Need a bigger shop, but we work with what we got, right? Well, that's going to be it for this one, guys. Thank y'all for watching. Hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video, and stay tuned for more. Peace.